Welcome to our Friday Night Live. I had to check if it's Friday. It is Friday. And we have a very, very beautiful special guest, as you can see. Her name is Heather, and she is also the $1,000 prize winner of the 90-day transformation challenge in the Steak and Butter Gang. So, how can I not feature our winner here? Heather, welcome. How did you find the carnivore diet?
Oh, thanks so much, Bella. I found
Of
the
course.
carnivore diet through a very good friend of mine a couple years ago. He was the only person I knew that was eating nothing but red meat every day and cooking red meat and feeding me red meat. And
Wow.
that's kind of how I got introduced to it. And at that point, I was still hesitant and thought red meat was bad for me. And I couldn't believe he was eating it every day. So then I went down the rabbit hole of finding you on YouTube.
Wow. Wait, so was I the first carnivore creator you found?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm honored. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. And now, how long have you been carnivore?
So I've gone strict carnivore since the end of April when I
Okay.
first joined, yeah, the first group with you, and then SBG on
Yes.
June 1st. So about four
Fantastic.
months, I guess. Yeah.
That's a good amount of time. Now, when you joined SPG on June 1st, you did the priming protocol. How did priming go for you?
It went amazing, and I'm still priming.
Oh, really?
um, yeah, it was really life changing because it wasn't something I've ever done before. I
Mhm.
didn't realize I was under eating, and the priming protocol really got me completely in touch with what my body needed with
Yeah.
fat and protein and all the things. So it's and yeah, every day was different. It was pretty incredible.
What are some typical meals that you lean on when priming?
Typical meals would be I was doing a lot of eggs and ground beef at first. Um, then I got into a lot of lamb and bison. Um, I definitely had quite a few ribeye steaks, and I'm really into the raw beef suet and the tallow. I did quite a bit of butter at first, and then I had to back off a bit on the butter because I was getting a histamine response after a bit. And then I
Mm.
really leaned into the tallow. And I used to be quite afraid of fat, and now I'm all in on fat.
I love that. Beautiful. Now, I see a question on priming, so let me bring
Yeah.
on the priming coach right here. Hello, Raymond. Welcome. If you don't mind defining priming for those who don't know what it is.
Yeah, hey, and hey everyone. So priming is very simple. So it is a chance to nourish your bodies properly with nutrient dense foods, aka carnivore. So we eat 3 meals a day until comfortably stuffed, an hour after waking, and if we have anything but water, we need to have it as a dessert. We do this for a period for at least, it depends, at least 2 weeks. But there are a lot of people, like Heather just said, that she needed a lot more. You know when you're ready to get out of priming, when you just can't stand it anymore. So, and you just can't go forward with these 3 meals. Your body's just saying, "I've gotten enough." And again, that just depends on the kind of damage that we've had in the past.
Now, let's share screen and show off Heather's before and after photos. It is a transformation challenge after all. So take a look at the dates here. We've got July 6th, 2025. Okay, and then let's scroll. And then now that's about a month and a half later. Heather, do you want to talk about what's going on here?
Yeah, I've definitely, with my skin, I just have so many rashes and hives that break out, mainly on my body, on my face. I was getting a lot of little whiteheads all over my cheeks and a lot of redness. And just in a short time, and that was just, yeah, July to August. Quite a bit of a difference. I found I had more like dewiness to my skin, more clear, less dryness. My lips really cleared up too. They were really chapped and cracked, and they really cleared out.
Nice. Let's go to the next photos. Okay, wow. So it is zoomed in a bit too much. So let's zoom out a tiny bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's start from the top. I think there are dates for Heather's photos here. Okay, so before SBG, before she started the 90-day challenge, and then after. So let's look at the skin before and afters. Yeah, that's a huge difference. So what are you struggling with in the before afters? Before photos.
It's pretty wild. I was having really bad hives and rashes all over my legs, the front of my legs, along all of my arms, and around my chest area too. I had gone to the hospital 3 times in 1 year because and my palms so bad, and in between my fingers, and the itching was so bad. I had to go to the hospital, and it was nothing but antihistamines, steroid creams, and it just kept flaring up. So, I mean, it would suppress and then it would flare up, and it was a nightmare. Yeah, it was quite the nightmare.
And the time between the before and the after, how is your skin doing now? Is it still as clear and smooth as the after?
It is. And I'm almost afraid to say it out loud because I haven't had a flare up since going carnivore.
Wow.
And it's brought me to tears quite a few times, because anyone who's had rashes or hives and the pain and the suffering behind it, you feel pretty helpless. And to be able to, like, this went on for more than a year. I couldn't shower, I couldn't bathe. Like, water would just bring it out so badly. So I had to sponge bath myself, wash my hair in the sink. It was to that level. And I'm now officially off of all antihistamines. I haven't taken any for the last like a month into starting it. I stopped taking them to test it, and I was like, oh my God, do I not need to take these? So yeah, it's like, I think I've spent $1,000 on creams and histamines this year. So to be off that and not have to keep spending that is just, it really is life changing. I can wear clothes that are tight, that they can rub, no problem. It's
Amazing.
just, yeah.
Congratulations, Heather. Let's all celebrate with Heather in the comments and in the live chat. And thank you for sharing your story, your testimonial, and your results after doing the 90-day challenge. You most certainly deserve the $1,000 cash prize. And by the way, these transformation prizes that we give out, they're random. The judges, which is the SBG team, they decide the top 10. And then from the top 10, we spin a wheel, and the winner wins $1,000 every single 90-day challenge cycle. So you could also win $1,000 if you guys join the next 90-day challenge. And as you can see, it's right up on the screen. We also have lots of other cash prizes to keep everyone motivated throughout the 90 days. But I love featuring my favorite guest speakers. It's not just about the coaches or about me in there. It's really not about that at all. It's about the guidance that you can get from all of the guest speakers showing on the screen. So Dr. Baker comes every single month. We try to get Sally Norton to come as much as possible to talk about oxalate dumping. Dr. Chafee will soon be coming every month again. We have Dr. Bright coming every single month to talk about women's hormones, thyroid, cortisol, all of that. And Dr. Ovadia, the expert on heart health, he comes frequently as well. So to join the next 90-day challenge, and you can join literally anytime throughout any month and just start your 90 days from there, it's linked in the description box. Okay, so it's the first link in the description box, and we cannot wait to welcome you in and help you guys out reach your goals, all of the above. So we'll stop share. Heather, any final words of encouragement for a newbie carnivore watching? What's your best tip on how to get started?
My best tip is to just do it, join the Steak and Butter Gal community, because it's like that group is really what got me through. There's so much to it, to have the support and knowledge. And I'm a shy person, and even if you're a shy person and you don't want to speak, you don't want to be seen, you can still sit in on all of these calls. There's so much valuable information, and you don't feel alone. And sometimes it does take a while to wrap your head around this way of eating, but this is what we're meant to eat. We're meant to eat meat. And if you're looking to heal, I've literally healed over 20 things, and I'm only 4 months in. So, I mean, for such a small amount of money to be part of such a great community, I join now. Yeah.
Thank you, Heather. You're the best.
Thank you.
We love you, and we can't wait to continue watching you progress with your carnivore healing journey. I will let you off the stage now, but thank you again for joining us today, Heather. Let's all thank her in the comments.
Thank you.
Okay. And now we get onto our Q&A of our weekly live stream. So let me bring on the rest of the team here. We've got Coach Alyssa. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Coach Alyssa. I'm a 2-year carnivore, over 18 months on lion diet. And of course, many of you already know this, but for those who don't, I've overcome chronic migraines, type 2 diabetes, and I am working on full remission of lupus without any medication.
Beautiful. And we've got Todd Bachnes, Carnivore Cure. Introduce yourself.
Howdy. Yeah, I'm Todd Bachnes with Carnivore Cure, and you can find me in SBG in the open chat, as well as the Iron Sharpens Iron meeting, but also here on my YouTube channel. And yeah, I am 30. Well, in fact, it's going to be this month. I'll be 1,000 days carnivore. It's going to be fun here in a few more weeks. And then, yeah, and just reversed a lot of, got off all medication, down 335, almost 340 pounds now, and just feeling great. This was a Hail Mary for me, but it brought everything back. And I stalled out and was having trouble on carnivore until Lindy drugged me into the Steak and Butter Gang, and the priming specifically pulled me out of a stall, and ended up losing another almost 200 pounds while eating 7,000 calories a day. So that's why I'm here.
You heard that right. Okay. 7,000 calories a day while losing hundreds of pounds. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Ask your questions, guys. Start with a capital Q. We already have a lot in line, so I'm just going to jump right in. Amanda, welcome. How much do you eat in a day, and when do you eat? I'm assuming Amanda's asking me. So I eat anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds now. I'm 6.5 years in, though, guys. When I was my first year of carnivore, I was eating anywhere from 4 to 5 pounds. That would be my average per day of meat only. Don't even count the eggs or the butter yet. So that's a lot of calories. How many? I'm not really sure, but you get the idea. Now, 2 to 3 pounds is sufficient for me. And when do I eat? I eat as soon as I wake up, whenever it is that I wake up. If it's 6 a.m., I wake up shortly. I eat shortly after, and then I'll have either a early dinner, maybe a lunch if my period's coming. So that means 3 meals a day. But typically, I'm currently 2 meals a day. Early breakfast, early dinner. That's my routine these days. Does this mean that you guys need to eat exactly like me? No. You guys need to just focus on priming combined with carnivore. We're never going to stop talking about priming here on these live streams, at least, because we are seeing it work for so many carnivores day in, day out, day in, day out. This entire team right here, they literally pick up new carnivores and they take care of them every single day in the Steak and Butter Gang. And we're seeing victories daily when people start embracing priming combined with carnivore. So if you missed the beginning, priming is basically focusing on eating 3 meals a day for as long as you need. You need to nourish when going carnivore, because when you're eating only meat and fat every day, you can easily undereat. It feels like you're eating enough, but you're actually not. So you do have to be on top of that. Hopefully that helps, Amanda. Austin, I've been carnivore for 3 months. I was fully primed, but now something changed. I'm getting sugar cravings badly. Do you have tips, Raymond?
Yeah, and that's very common. So, first of all, you've been carnivore for 3 months, you've primed, you notice your sugar cravings went away. But it's interesting what you said. Something changed. And that's what we look for. What is it that changed? Could it be stressors around your environment? And believe it or not, it doesn't take that much. It could be just death in the family, which is a big deal. And it takes everything out of you without you even realizing it. So what to do about it? Yes, absolutely. The only thing to do is go back to your priming. So let's say you've been at 2 meals a day and just coasting after you primed, and you just decide that it's just time to go back to priming. Go back to your 3 meals a day, obey the laws. Hour after you wake up, you're eating, and make sure that if you have anything other than water, do it as a dessert. And just stay on that consistency until those cravings go away. It will go away.
Love it. Alyssa, you are the host of our weekly sugar cravings and addiction calls. So what are your tips?
Number one, are you eating enough? I mean, so many people are expecting to get rid of their sugar cravings by fasting or by, just eating in moderation, so to speak. And it's like sometimes you got to give yourself the extra protein, the extra fats in order to get past those addictions. And so I would say definitely check in with yourself. Don't be afraid to eat, more meat, more fatty meat, some butter if you need to. And yes, we have our weekly sugar and carb addiction recovery call. And in there, we have a living document which we continue to add to every week. Tips that we've collected from all of our members. What gets you through these tempting sounds and sugar cravings and these other cravings. So yes, if you need help in that aspect, please come join us.
Thank you, Alyssa. Tammy wants to know, when do the mood swings and extreme tiredness pass? Let's give this to Todd.
Well, I mean, it depends. There's so many things there. Like, I don't know what your diet's like. There could be things causing it, or you just might not be eating enough, and it takes time to heal. But the tiredness, if you're eating enough, go with that, because that could be the thing trying to heal your mood swings for sure. Like what I noticed is when I was doing the priming, I used to think, within the first couple weeks, I thought this can't be right, because now that I'm eating a bunch, I'm tired all the time and I want to sleep.
Right.
And I had a busy job. And so I was like, I can't be sleeping. And then I made room, heard everybody talk about the naps and those things. And I made room and I did sleep. And that's when all the healing happened, because the reality of it is that if you've been in a nutrient deficit for a long time, and then you finally give your body what it needs and you finally stop poisoning it with junk, it also needs time to heal, and it does its best healing when you're asleep. So you start getting tired because it wants to put those building blocks to work and start healing things. And when it starts healing things, especially hormones, when you're sleeping, that's when some of the mood swings and things start to go away and some of the emotions go away. So lean into the sleeping. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad sign. It's actually a sign your body's healing.
Beautiful. This is a similar one. So Jasmine says, I've been carnivore for 2 months and I've lost 3 kg, never a meat eater until 2 months ago. And I already see hair growth, bloating, gone. BP down to 115/70. But why is my brain fog not going away? So exactly what Todd said to the previous question, Jasmine, you're so new. You're only 2 months in. That's only 60 days. You're probably still recovering, healing. Your body is in rest and recovery mode. You may confuse that with brain fog, but here we see a little bit more of tiredness, a little wanting to slow down. Could be confused for brain fog and issues. No, rest. Just rest. I slept more than I ever have when I was new to carnivore. Okay. And so if you have the luxury to nap and to maybe lengthen your sleep hours, you really should. That will really help with healing. Okay. So it's not an issue. Don't worry. Keep us posted. You're doing great. Congrats. PJ, does anyone do macros? Is this important after priming? Anyone here do macros?
I did for a little bit. I think that it's important only if you get stuck and you're wondering if you're under eating or overeating. But I think if you can do it at first, just for troubleshooting, is the only reason why I've ever done it.
Perfect. Raymond, any thoughts on macros after priming?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you said after priming, and I'm glad you didn't do macros during priming because I want you to feel it out. Feel out the amount of fat you need, feel out the amount of protein you need. Now, later on, just like Todd says, just to get an idea of how you're eating, macros could come in handy. It may give you a little bit of clarity on what's going on, but what I would say. That's probably the only important thing. If you're just stuck, you can't figure certain things out, then tracking would be a good idea. Now, again, we need to realize if macros stress you out, then don't do it because a stressed out body doesn't digest very well. So do remember that.
Well, and remember, macros don't mean calories. The macros we count are never calories, ever.
Exactly. Yeah. Macros is very much like how much protein are you eating and in comparison and in ratio to how much fat you are eating. So would love to know who's kind of tracking the macros and tweaking the macros. Let me know in the comments, please. Vonda, welcome. I've been doing carnivore for more than 2 months. Every time I eat, I have diarrhea. Why is that? Anything I eat, I didn't have any food allergies before. So she's having diarrhea, Vonda. This is so normal that I'm not surprised. Like I expect diarrhea for anyone who goes carnivore for the first time ever. But what you can do as quick little fixes to give your body that break that it needs from the extreme diarrhea, like I had it, I get it. You can stop eating the melted fats. So if you don't know about this hack yet, it really is quite life-changing. Don't drink those fats. If you're cooking ground beef in your pan and you see fat oozing out, please do not pour that on your plate and eat that or drink it. Instead, eat solid, cold, frozen fats, which is why I, to this day, love having my butter chilled on the side. I'm not smearing melted butter on my steaks. You never see me do that. I am not dipping my steak in melted butter. I eat it cold and solid for a reason because it's easier to digest and absorb and it doesn't send me to the toilet. Alyssa, any tips?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The temperature matters so much. So even eating your meals at a cooler temperature, let them cool off some, because in those early days of carnivore, even if you're not drinking the rendered fats, having that meal at a very warm temperature can also stimulate a bowel movement. So I would just say, yeah. And you may need to back off a little bit if you're trying to like jump into carnivore and be like, a 3-to-1 ratio and eating 5 sticks of butter a day. It's like, well, maybe you should pull back a little bit, have a little bit of less fats, find that happy place of how much can I eat and not have these frequent bowel movements every time that, I eat, and then work your way back up.
I love it. Fantastic. Okay, so let's keep going. I accidentally unstarted when I meant to show it on screen. What do I do? Now we lost it, right?
Well, I'll go find it.
It's
it
the
the
Vegas question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm looking.
Should be towards the top. But the Vegas question is basically about what to order, how to stay on track when traveling. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Deanna, carnivore for 6 weeks, going to Vegas. I'm worried about staying on track while on vacation. What is the best approach? Well, lucky for you, I'm moving to Vegas and I'm living there soon. But I actually got a really good taste of what it's like to live in Vegas before we decided to move there. And Vegas has so many wonderful carnivore options, restaurant wise. Not only do you have cheap options like Five Guys, In-N-Out is in Vegas, you can also go to the restaurants like Hot Pot, Korean barbecue, Japanese yakiniku, and steakhouses, obviously. But I recommend Brazilian steakhouses. So those are all you can eat. If you have never gone to restaurants as a carnivore, write this down. Hot pot, Japanese barbecue, Korean barbecue, Brazilian steakhouse, and In-N-Out, Five Guys. That's all the restaurants that you need to stay carnivore anywhere in the States. Like, can you think of anything else, Todd?
No, I mean, honestly, I avoid the regular steakhouses and I go to those places too, because the regular steakhouses, God, they're so expensive and they suck. Like most of the really expensive steakhouses suck for what you get out of them. So no, I agree.
Yep.
I tried those in Vegas and stuff when I was down there, and man, I'd pay
Yeah.
$200-300 for steak, and I was like, I could have done this for $30 at home, like 10 times better. They all suck. No, I think those are the best way. Don't spend a lot of money on it when you're down there. Just do what Bella said. Those are the best bang for the buck for sure, especially the Brazilian barbecue ones, and especially if you learn the ropes and you take the whole damn thing off the spit. When they
Oh
come
yeah,
to-
that's what I do. Yes, shamelessly, guys. You can do that. You just have to say, "Oh, can I just have the whole chunk?" And they'll literally put the whole chunk of picanha on your plate.
I don't even ask
amazing.
when they give you the little pinchers.
Song, yeah.
Yeah, when they give you the little
Yes.
pinchers and they start sliding that little piece off, they want you to grab the little
It's
piece.
like,
I grab the whole thing and I go, "Thank you." And I start sliding down the spit. And I do it because the look on his face is priceless every time he goes. Because as soon as your tongs touch it, it's over, because now you're just contaminated.
my
It's like
gosh,
a
yeah.
piece of meat. So they got to
Good
give it to you as soon as you, So they want you to grab that little piece, and I don't. I let them start cutting that little tiny piece off, and I grab the whole thing. I'm like, thanks. I just take the whole piece of meat off. It's hilarious every time. It never gets old.
Alyssa, did you not know about this tip? Your face is like stunned.
Yeah, no, I am so bitter, honestly. I'm so bitter because nobody told me about things like this. And I went for my birthday, or it was like, I think for Mother's Day, my kids took
Yeah.
me there. And I was so excited, and the lamb came around, and they would give me a little sliver of lamb, and then I wouldn't see
Yeah.
him for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, come
Totally.
on. I ended up getting like probably 4 ounces of meat the whole night. And I'm like,
Uh,
I am never doing that again.
No,
I
if you let
know.
them control the pace, it's so stupid. But yeah, you just got to
No.
you just got to throw elbows and take what you want. It's hilarious.
Exactly. Try it. Okay. Flag, welcome. 2 meals a day, same calories as 3 meals a day. Oh, I think there's a follow-up when I talked about my meals. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't track my calories.
I think he might be
yeah.
asking if you're priming, if you're doing a 2-mad versus.
Oh, okay,
like if you're-
Raymond.
Yeah, again,
What do you?
there's a reason why we don't like tracking calories. So a lot of people get stuck on the calories. Oh, I'm eating these 3 meals and this is how much I'm eating. So I need to make up for it by eating 2 meals so I don't undereat. Meanwhile, your body's like, I don't want to eat that much. So when you get to that 3 meal amount, obviously it's going to be a bigger calorie. And when you've done that enough times, it's kind of like recharging your battery all the way to the top. And you don't need as much juice anymore. So when you get to 2 mad, allow it to eat till comfortably stuffed for the 2 meals. But no, don't try to get the same amount as the 3 meals. It shouldn't, it's just gonna make you uncomfortable. And all of this is to be comfortably stuffed. So go with that, and you're fasting for, you will be hungry throughout the day. So that's your first portion of fasting.
Perfect. Sunshine, I've been craving cream cheese. Used to eat it with a spoon, no sugar, just cream cheese. Should I prime? I've been carnivore since June 1st. Okay. Raymond?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. You definitely should prime. First of all, eating just cream cheese, please don't do that. cream cheese is great with as a side dish, but eating it as a meal is, and definitely the way you're saying this, you really do need to prime, and definitely add some muscle meat in there or some kind of denser nutrition like eggs, however that goes. Dairy is kind of light. It's good as an enhancement and a side dish.
Perfect. Let's keep going. Cam, I'm on my 3rd day of priming. My energy has doubled. Wow. Only in 3 days and your energy has doubled. That's great. Congrats. I love it. And I'm learning about my own body and healthy levels. When I need to eat, oh, okay. I am in the 90-day challenge. Bella's group is over the top support. Yay. Thank you. So Cam wants to know, what's her question here? Is it just an update?
It's just a shout out.
Okay.
It sounds like. Thank you, Cam.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. We love these victories. Now, I didn't specify this in the beginning, and I just want to keep in mind we have people watching these live streams as playbacks as well who don't know like how priming is taught in the challenge. So, Coach Raymond, who's right next to me, created the priming protocol. And I walked the priming protocol during my first year of a carnivore diet. After doing the priming, my period came back. I felt like my ravenous appetite finally died down. But that's because I committed to the priming protocol, which is 3 meals a day, every single day, until you feel like you can move on to the next level. So Raymond teaches his protocol every single week in Zoom calls. So it's not just a website and he gives you a guide and good luck, bye. There's Zoom calls where you can show up and actually work closely with all of these coaches, with everyone on the team. Not just priming, though, but he also teaches fasting. So it's an entire program that you can walk to explore what works for you, to tweak so that you get to your weight loss goals and your healing. Coach Alyssa, right here under me, she does weekly sugar addiction and sugar craving calls, strictly to help you troubleshoot. Why are the sugar cravings not going away? What are some tips in troubleshooting to help the sugar cravings go away? We get how difficult and tormenting it can be to get through that initial sugar craving and sugar withdrawal stage. Todd right here, he does open chat. Open chat is basically meetings all throughout the week. It's not recorded for all of our members to hop on and ask questions, connect, make friends, feel like they're not alone. So it's really so many meetings for you guys to get the support and guidance you need within the 90-day challenge. And so the banner is up. It's sbgmeetup.com. Or you guys can just click the first link down below in the description box. Just tap the description and you'll see it expand. And you can explore the links and details that way too. So just making sure you guys know. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, and then don't forget that the winner of the 90-day challenge has a shot every month at $2,000 prize pool. So it's fantastic.
Exactly.
There's all sorts of ways to win too. And that's pretty incredible because just like the community keeps you accountable, the prize pool also just gives you something fun to shoot for,
Exactly. And every time we talk about it, we've got members saying it's a great group, really good atmosphere. We love everyone in the gang. You guys are family.
And by the way, you guys are lucky. You got to witness the very first winner of that first 90-day challenge. Every month, we're going to be announcing another winner.
Exactly.
That's right. Obviously, if you win, you are invited on my channel if you guys want to be featured. Okay. I would be honored. Okay. Let's keep going. I'm loving priming 3 meals a day. The sugar cravings have not come up. In my mind, Kerrygold melts like that when I eat it. 1 stick a day. Also, I nap throughout the day, which helps a lot. Another priming testimonial. We love it. Thank you so much. Okay. Jazz, is 400 milligrams of magnesium too much? What do you think, Alyssa?
So it really depends on, number one, the person. Number two, what form of magnesium is it? Are you taking magnesium citrate, glycinate, malate? Like there's also magnesium blends. So I would just encourage you to start with a very small dose. If the bottle is telling you to take 400, maybe start with half of that and work your way up, see how it goes.
Yes. And Jazz, tell us if you can what you are using the magnesium for, please. Amos, welcome. I've been on a lion diet just over a year, and my visit to the toilet has been normal 3 to 4 times a week. But in the last month, nothing but diarrhea. I have not changed my diet. Should I be lowering my fat intake, Alyssa?
You definitely could do that as a first step. Maybe lower the fat a little bit, see if that gets relieved. But sometimes things like histamine can cause diarrhea. Even things like oxalates can cause diarrhea. So I would play with just one of those variables at a time. And so maybe you can pinpoint which it could be from.
Perfect. Oh, another one for Alyssa. Stefan, welcome. I have lupus and I've been on carnivore for 2 months. I started feeling much better, but was under eating. So I added some fruits to try and increase my appetite. But I feel like my joint pain came back. Oh, that's all she typed. So any thoughts, Alyssa?
Yeah, I would definitely take the fruits back out. I highly encourage you, like anybody with lupus or a major autoimmune condition they're battling, go lion diet. And I know it sounds crazy, like, oh, you already were under eating, but I was able to go from being severely underweight to being severely healthy weight now. Um, Fighting lupus, overcoming all these chronic conditions just on lion diet. And, I had to start small with about 2 ounces at a time. Every 2 hours, I set my clock and I ate on a schedule. I ate like it was my job, and it brought me
Mhm.
back to life. It got rid of my chronic joint pain. I have degenerative disc disease, scoliosis, arthritis, and all of these things give me zero pain on a daily basis now. So I would just encourage you, go back to full carnivore. If you can bring yourself to try lion diet, try the lion diet. You'll be feeling so much better, and just really focus on maybe eating more frequently. If you don't have much of an appetite, see if you can get 2 bites in every 2 hours, and let us know how it goes. I hope you come check back in.
Amazing. Thank you, Alyssa. Danny, welcome. My husband wants to do carnivore, but he's had issues with kidney stones and is afraid they will flare up. Any recommendations for him starting, Todd?
Well, I think you might have more kidney stones for a little while when you get rid of all the kidney stones you have, because you are going to detox them, and those stones that you're holding right now, or if you're having that problem, are going to break up. But just remember that kidney stones are calcium oxalates, and calcium oxalates are from vegetables and carbohydrates, not from meat or fat. And I never had a kidney stone in my life until I went carnivore. And it wasn't because they gave me kidney stones. It was because I had built up so much calcium oxalate from drinking so much black tea and energy drinks that they did a scan, and my kidney had a giant piece of calcium oxalate in it. Now, because I haven't had it in so long, and I'm eating a low inflammatory diet, that those calcium oxalates broke up, and I'm detoxing them. So the good news and the bad news is, the good news is you will eventually get rid of all the calcium oxalate stones and you will not have any more. The bad news is you got to pass them first. And so you are going to detox those stones. And so it kind of just depends on if you want to have the detox and just bite the bullet and be done with it, or if you just want to have stones for forever. But don't, the only way out of this is to stop putting the calcium oxalates in there. And the only way to do that, and also, and not just that, but insulin resistance causes kidney stones too. So you want to be on the lowest inflammatory diet you can with, and not feeding it calcium oxalates, and that is carnivore. So, and I feel your pain. I passed 4 of them this year, and I never passed one before in my life. And the last one took 11 days, and it was a 50, what was it, 50 millimeters or whatever. It was like half size of a pea. It was the worst thing I ever had to do, but I got to get them out. So we just kind of got to bite the bullet and go for it.
Thank you, Todd. Alexis, welcome. Can you please go over priming? Well, we already did, so just watch the beginning of the live stream, please. Sharon, thank you, SBG. I'm in the 90-day challenge and the support is amazing. We're so happy to hear that. 7 kg down, and now in my 3rd week, I have ditched the scales. Another amazing testimonial. Like there's just too many. And you guys are so generous and so kind to share it in the chat every single week, showing up to support and to share and to cheer everyone on in the comments and live chat. So please keep the victories coming. I know we recently celebrated the end of our first 90-day challenge. I would love to feature more throughout this live stream. So share your victories. Mastermind, welcome. Can I cure PCOS and hypothyroidism on carnivore or maybe even on ketovore? I'm going to give this to Alyssa, but just know that I have seen so many people cure PCOS and hypothyroidism and any type of female hormone issues with a carnivore diet. I can't speak for ketovore. I've never done it before, but carnivore, heck yes. What do you think, Alyssa?
Absolutely. And, I like how Dr. Kilt has renamed PCOS to stand for plant caused ovarian sickness. It's so true. Like it really is. It has to do with insulin resistance and your blood sugars being too high. I mean, when you go to carnivore, just like type 2 diabetes reverses, so does PCOS all the time. And then, of course, these healthy fats that come with carnivore, that's what we need to heal the hormonal dysfunction that causes the PCOS and the hypothyroidism. So my vote is for carnivore.
Exactly. Me too. I think we all vote for carnivore here. Okay. Keep us posted though. Jazz. So this is is there such a thing as too much magnesium? Jazz takes 200 of malate and 200 of glycinate for the knee pain. What do you think? Is that too much?
That doesn't sound like too much in my opinion. If you're doing fine on it, then continue. If you're not having any issues with it, go right ahead. But I don't know. I haven't really heard of people, using it for knee pain. If anything, I would just maybe try to up your fats. That would be more effective in lubricating your joints and helping with the knee pain.
Keep us posted, Jazz. Jack, what is the best way or ways to determine how much body fat you have? Should I be purchasing a scale? Raymond?
Yeah, you could. I mean, there's those scales where you hold the hand thingy. And it's actually pretty accurate. So I've done a DEXA scan also, which that's supposedly the gold standard. And I've tested one of those scales and they're pretty close. So, but really don't, if you're going to be on this diet, please don't weigh yourself. Don't check your body fats. I mean, I understand that's some people's sole goal, but we're going to miss out on so much else if that's all we're focused on. So just a warning there.
And Todd, you were shaking your head. What are your thoughts?
I hate those scales. I think they're stupid. I hate them so bad. They annoy every part of my being. And if he's talking about best, the most accurate, an MRI is like the really super accurate way to get your body fat percentage. But I don't know. It's just like counting calories or something. What are you going to do when you find it? like, are you going to let it screw up what's making you feel good? Because you're going to try to, like, every one of these measurements that we do, it's great if you just want to know them for anecdotal reasons. But if you think that you're going to manipulate something and change up something and not let your body do it, that's the whole thing that SBG showed me, is that if you just give the wheel back to your endocrine system and you heal your hormones and you let it take the wheel again, because we have been so screwed since we took that job away from it. We've been really, since we started counting calories and playing with our food and trying to restrict, that's when we started trying to play body manipulation. And we have quite screwed things up since we've started doing that, for our society. Like, we're not better off from it. And so why not just go back? That's what it showed me. And that's what ultimately freed it. Because you could do all sorts of stupid things to try to play around with that percentage and try to force things to happen. And then you just end up back on the diet roller coaster that is not working and hasn't worked in 70 years for anybody, like, it's crazy.
So Todd, share how you personally measure progress now.
I measure progress by feeling good. Like, I was just thinking this morning that I used to get on, just a year ago, I'd get on the shake plate for 10 minutes and my legs would be hurting and I'd be kind of tired and I'd have to go sit down. And now I do 10 minutes and it goes by so fast, can't even realize it is 10 minutes. And now I can do my legs on the shake plate and then my arms on the shake plate and do 2 or 3 whole rounds on the rebounder before I even have to sit down or even think about breathing heavy. Where before I was counting down the seconds until the 10 minutes was off just a year ago, right? Everything comes back around. And that was even through a stall. And what's even crazy is since I've been dealing with my testosterone, I gained like 62 pounds and I've never felt lighter or stronger in my life because it's just a composition change. My clothes are fitting lighter, all this stuff. Oh, I was just looking, I got one of these copper bracelet things and that used to be tight, just like 3 months ago. So I gained 60 pounds and that much fluid and crap came off. We have no idea how much of our body weight is fluid and inflammation and things healing up and these composition changes that happen. But if you have more strength and more stamina and you feel lighter and your clothes fit lighter and you have more range of motion and things don't hurt and you don't feel stiff and swollen, that's all that matters. And you can sacrifice and lose all that playing with numbers, trying to manipulate your body by under eating. Because if you get stuck on those numbers, and this is why really the only reason to track at all is just because if you're not feeling good, like if you start to have a negative symptom of not feeling good, being tired, and you just can't seem to get over it, most of the time it's from under eating. And it's not going to be from under eating calories. It's going to be from under eating fat usually, and sometimes protein. And then it's a good time to just really check, because you could think that you're eating, let's say 180 grams of protein, and you might find out you're eating 120 grams of protein. Or you could think that you're eating 300 grams of fat or something. You might find out you're eating 120 grams of fat. But never do we check calories, because they mean nothing. And once you get the visual and you understand where to go with it, then stop tracking and just use that as a marker to get it up there, see how you feel. And as soon as you can dial it in to see the volume to get it to where you feel great and you're sleeping good and you have a lot of energy, leave it there and just keep chasing that feeling and not anything else. No numbers, just that energy, that health,
Well said. So good. Thank you, Todd. Jim, welcome. I'm a member of SBG and I'm running level 2 for the second time. So pleased with the program. Broke my stall. I did dinner 1 meal a day today. Difficult to get in enough protein in the 2-hour window, Raymond. What do you think?
So first of all, on the level 2, it is difficult to get enough protein, but that's not the point. You're eating to full. You're not measuring protein or fat. You're just eating to full. You've got 1 meal to do it in a 1-hour window. Again, I don't want you to meet the requirement for your 2 meals. You're doing what feels good for the 1 meal, and you're doing it for 5 days. As a matter of fact, in that 5 days, you're going to have different ranges. Some are going to be 18 hours. Some is going to be like 30 hours in this range. So notice how the pattern works within those 5 days for level 2 and feel them out. Don't overthink it. Just follow it. Follow your body. If you're able to do the fast, that's what counts.
Perfect. All right. And thank you, Jim, for sharing your victories. That's awesome. Rachel, is there any benefit to adding MCT oil to your butter coffee or not really? I've never tried it. Has anyone tried MCT oil?
Laura swears by the MCT oil. She said it made a difference for her cognition. So, I mean, and I've heard from, I don't do it, but for some people like that, like to do the bulletproof coffee, obviously they rave about it. And certain other influencers do. So to me, it's like, if you want to try it, if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, no harm. I just don't feel like it's carnivore, so I don't do it.
Right. Great. Hoosier Carnivore is here. Welcome. His NSV is, hi, Brett. I'm restarting my carnivore lifestyle with the 90-day challenge and can say the issue I was having with food noise and cravings is gone in just 4 days. Wow. Carnivore is amazing. Brett, you're amazing. That's amazing. Congrats. So victories like these, again, happen every day in the Steak and Butter Gang. Okay, because you're getting that community that you need to actually stay on track for days and days and days on end. Any thoughts, Todd?
Well, absolutely. Brett was on my live stream last Sunday, and he hopped back in because we were getting him on. And I told him, I said, I promise you, because I challenged him to do the 90-day challenge with us. I said, I promise you, the food noise will go away because he was struggling with it. So this is crazy. But we had a conversation the next day, and to focus on the fat and get rid of the coffee because he was doing coffees and cream in his coffees and a few things like that. And so we talked about getting rid of all the seasonings, all the coffees, all the stuff. And basically, I told him, I challenge you to go lion. And so we went over what that might look like. And we talked about doing pemmican and just hitting it really hard for 90 days, but hitting the macros. And so it sounds like he's hitting it, and it's already the noise. Because Brett, put in the comments, because you were carnivore for a long time, but you told me on Sunday that you still were fighting the food noise that whole time you were carnivore. And it sounds like the priming and the 2-to-1 fat to protein and really getting rid of the coffee sounds like to me that the food noise went away. Then, if what you're saying here killed your food noise in 4 days. So, I mean,
Yeah.
this is the number one reason that calorie restriction is so harmful, because you'll never get free if you always just follow that matrix of calorie nonsense.
Yeah, let us know, Brett. We'll circle back, but congrats so far. Maniwa, welcome. Why is it easier to eat a 22-ounce ribeye than a 16-ounce hamburger? Anyone know?
Yeah, she asked this today in open chat too, and I gave a few theories, so I'm sure she doesn't want to hear them again. But yeah, she's saying she can eat a 22-ounce ribeye, no problem, but she tries to eat a pound of hamburger, and she just can't. So
I'm gonna
what do
guess
you
you're
guys
just. I'm gonna guess you're sick of hamburgers. I'm gonna guess.
think?
Like I get sick of certain things, and I can't, just for whatever reason, I just can't seem to palate it that day or that month even. And so I think you might have just eaten a lot of hamburger, but also hamburger gets really dry too. That's the other thing, and that's the other reason I hate hamburger. I would guess it's one of those two reasons, but that's just me.
And also, come on, the palatability of a ribeye is gonna be better than a burger,
Yeah.
I think.
For sure.
Unless you cook it like Todd with his masterful cooking skills, then sure. But anyone who makes a hamburger, I doubt it's going to taste as good as a ribeye. Could be that. Menawa, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Gabriel, welcome. Will priming break a stall? I feel I should be further than where I am. I'm 6 months in. I'm 32 years old, woman, 255 pounds, lost 15 and 4 inches so far. Let's start with Raymond. Oh, Todd, you want
No, it's okay.
You want?
No, I was just gonna say that I did OMADs and for 9 months, and I'd lost 100 and some odd pounds, and then I stalled for like the last 4.5 months of that, and I couldn't lose nothing. And I was down to like 1.25 pounds meat, like 1,700 to 1,400 calories a day. And the cravings came back, the anxiety came back, the depression came back, and it was making me so mad. And that was when Lindy took pity on me and drugged me into SBG. And that was when I did the priming. And I thought, no way this is going to work. But that's when I went from eating 1,700 calories to eating 7 pounds of meat a day for the next 7 months. And that's what broke my stall. And that was what put me on the path to lose like another 200 pounds at way more calories. And this is why the calorie matrix is so stupid, because the calories are not what determines. Yeah, you can starve yourself if you do it long enough, but it's never going to stay off. But if you really want to get your metabolism healthy, and if you want to get your your composition worked out, you got to heal your hormones, and you got to heal your metabolism, and you're not going to do that by starving.
Exactly. Amazing. I want to celebrate Kelly V's 1-year carniversary, which was September 1st. Happy carnivore.
Kelly's an awesome SPG member, and he's doing fantastic, and he loves it here. So
Happy carniversary,
Yay,
Kelly.
Kelly. Yes, congrats. Love it. Okay, so there was another victory that I really wanted to share. Yes, community is very important. Absolutely. Oh, here. So 70 pounds until the goal weight, but out of the wheelchair, skip the walker, now just using a cane. That's amazing. That's the
awesome.
healing we love to see.
Yeah.
What is food noise? What is food noise, Alyssa?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's like, have you ever just been sitting there and you know that you have something sweet or whatever it is that you're craving or like that you are maybe addicted to, and you feel like it's calling to you from the cabinet, or maybe in your head, you can't think about anything else except this thing. And I know for myself, I was so addicted to the little bit of heavy cream that I could have in my coffee every morning. And so I would wake up multiple times in the night checking the time, like, is it morning yet? Is it morning yet? I just want to be able to have
Wow.
that cream.
Really?
And that is food noise. You can't think about anything else except looking forward to that next time you get to eat whatever it is. So
Dang.
yeah, it's just constant food thoughts.
Good, good explanation. Here in Japan, food
Oh,
noise is
sorry.
called mouth. No worries. In Japan, food noise is called mouth loneliness, which is kind of funny.
I
Mouth
love
loneliness.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. A serious question though. Do you find adding cream or milk to coffee makes it taste better or makes it a better drink? Or do you find it makes it a less of a good drink? Like does it ruin coffee for you? I'm so curious because when I add cream and milk to my coffee and I've tried it multiple times, it tastes really bad to me. I don't like it. And I don't know why when the rest of the world loves it. However, the thing is when I add butter to my coffee, it tastes just delicious to me. So I don't know what
Mm,
it is. I love my
yeah.
coffee black, and maybe it's just personal preference. But anyways, go ahead, Todd. You put something up.
Yeah, I was just putting the super sticker up because that popped up, and then I was going to show you his comment on there.
What do you all think about bicarbonate of soda as a meat tenderizer? I know it's off topic, but every cut of meat is tender as heck. Do you want to take this, Todd?
I've never used it. There's so many better ways to tenderize your meat, and low and slow cooking, I think, is the best way to go about it. But also, you can just use the the hand meat tenderizers, which are just as good. But I don't know. I've never played with any of those because I don't like anything that sounds like that word. Who the heck knows what's actually in there? I don't even play with seasonings, much less the chemical meat tenderizers, because I have no idea what they are. So I really don't
Hmm.
don't know how to answer you there. I mean, I guess if it doesn't bother you, it's just that I just wonder what those things do, right? Because I have a theory, right? Like they messed with the wheat until we got gluten, and gluten is a bastard shaped protein for the molecule, so they don't fit in the receptors, and that's why they stick around the body. And so many people are allergic to them because it's protein, but it's not a natural protein bond. Well, then I found out that on the chicken, when they started incubating the two species of chickens together, that's why it was making my dog have seizures, because it's also creating like a bastard protein that it screws up the bond of the protein. So I just wonder what those tenderizers do to protein, and if it's causing another problem, and if it can mess up the protein enough to where you don't absorb much of it, or if you're, like if it's not doing the job. I just don't trust them, basically,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah. What do you think of those hammers to tenderize meat?
Yeah, those are great. Those are fantastic. The meat tenderizer hammers and the ones that have all the little pokey needles in them, all those are great. And those are great if you have any kind of carnivore marinade that you want to use or whatever. But yeah, I don't think there's any problem with those. I do those way before I do the chemical ones, because who knows what that
Okay.
stuff's actually doing to it. So
Right.
then we got another. Let me see if I can find this one. I'm trying to find. There we go. So he had.
Nature. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. So carnivore lifestyle makes life easier when you shop or cook for sure. Also, it's been easy to stick to it and I don't feel like veering from the plan. That's great. Oh, I think this is maybe the comment that he or she wanted to pair up. Thank you all
Okay.
so much for your time and support. You are all amazing and a blessing. That's so nice. You really didn't have to give a sticker, but we really appreciate it. Thank you so, so, so much. So kind. Okay, shall we keep going? Yamit. I've been doing Dr. Bright's butter coffee with raw egg yolk since that great video you made, Bella. It's so fantastic. Thank you for watching that. I made that in Italy when I was in her apartment. It's very good. All right, Target Prime Rib. Good to see you. Last question we'll take for the night, by the way. What are the best knives for me to get to cut up my own steak? I have a feeling this is for Todd.
I like the Japanese, 70 layer folded steel. Those ones are the best ones, I think. You can get them on, I'm trying to think of the name. There's one name. Yeah, those ones. Those ones are really good too. Yep. Those
I
are,
got
those
this from
are,
Todd.
yeah, those ones are fantastic. And then there's a bigger version, but they are the carbon steel. Yeah, those ones are really nice. And the Japanese carbon steel chef knives are best because they take the best sharp. They take the best edge when you resharpen them. All knives get dull, and so it's not about if they're going to get dull or not. It's if they'll take a good edge when you resharpen them. And so Thomas, I got your DM. I'm gonna go find the one that I had because I can't remember. There's some expensive ones that I had. They're not any better than like the $30 and $40 Japanese folded steel ones. So I'll send you a couple links on them because they're fantastic and they hold an edge for forever. What you really got to spend money on is a good set of sharpening stones, and you can make those things surgical sharp like crazy. I can get my knife so sharp. I'm not even kidding. I can take the whole 7 rib briskets or ribeyes that are like, that thick. And I don't have to put any pressure on my knife. I can set it on there with my 2 fingers and move it back and forth, and it'll fall all the way through that meat. It is crazy sharp. Like take a finger off sharp if you get that folded steel. So get good sharpening stones.
Amazing. Okay, well, to wrap up, I just wanted to share the most important in-person event of the year coming up, our SBG meetup. And it's again going to be in Bozeman, Montana. This will be our second time we ever do it. Oh, thank you. That's the wrong banner. Let me just take that off. Okay. So it's at sbg.events. And Bozeman, Montana is actually Todd Bachnis's hometown. And I think it's just the perfect place to have carnivores meet up, celebrate. It's also on America's birthday, July 4th. So it's a great time. Todd, any thoughts?
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to see you out there at our 4th of July party. We've been throwing one for 23, 24 years now. And so that was kind of what spawned this. It was just a good excuse to get carnivores together, and it was so much fun this year. And Bozeman's a beautiful area, and it's a fun place to vacation, and there's not many carnivore events out this way, so it seemed like a good idea to put one out here. And man, it was such a blast this year because it's very beautiful. It's the connection that everybody made here, because we've really focused this one about just celebration and community and just hanging out, and not so much as a some sort of convention or or kind of very impersonable event that takes you up. It's so much time for talking with everybody and just celebrating and getting to know everybody. And man, to me it was fantastic. It was definitely, I'm a little biased, but it was definitely the best one I've been to so far.
100%. I'm biased too, but it was for me too. We also met so many of you guys in person, and we can't wait to meet you in person next year. It's also linked down below. What else is there to announce? Well, Hack Your Health is coming up. So that's in just a few months now. That is in November. It's also linked down below. If you are kind of more of a geek, you love the learning, you do want more of a convention vibe, then Hack Your Health is hands down the best carnivore convention. You also will get to meet a lot of the really, really well-respected doctors and voices and supporters of a keto carnivore diet in the space, and you get to meet them in person. So discount code for that is carnivore for $100 off, and we will all be there. We can't wait to meet you in Tampa, Florida. Okay, I think that's everything.
Did we shout out Dr. Bright and SBG this year?
Well, of course. Well, Dr. Bright is a huge part of my life because she's the reason why I'm high fat carnivore. And this morning, we had a Dr. Bright guest call in the Steak and Butter Gang. And she will now be doing group coaching calls. So group community guidance. And she really wants to focus on groups instead of one-on-ones, just because she can help more people at once. And I think that's a great idea. So we'll also link that in the description box if you're interested in working with Dr. Elizabeth Bright. Thank you for that, Todd.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Have a beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thank
See
you.
guys.